I'm Carlota Perez. I'm delighted to receive an honorary doctorate from Utrecht University. It's an award for an academic career that I didn't originally plan to pursue. My life as a researcher began when I was already 36 in 1975. I was working as a public servant in the Foreign Commerce Institute in Venezuela, my country. The economy depended completely on oil exports, and the price had been hiked from $2 to $7. So I was given the task of finding out the technological consequences of this change. Getting to work, I was astonished to discover the role of oil in everything. Transport, industry, home appliances, plastics, even pesticides. Practically every product, every technology, and every use depended on oil, on cheap oil, and ever cheaper. The cost of everything else had multiplied by 4, while the price of electricity had been cut in half. So my second discovery, equally surprising, was that all those technologies were already in trouble. Those industries were already having problems even before the jump in oil prices. They were growing slowly with saturated markets and low profits. So that is why production was being moved to low-wage countries. So if that continued, where would innovation go? And the answer was in my third discovery: microelectronics. Cheap microelectronics. I was reading a report about its multiple uses in the future, and it suddenly dawned on me. Cheap microelectronics and cheap information would replace cheap oil in future innovation, production, and consumption. It would be a huge transformation. From there to long waves, Schumpeter, and technological revolutions was an easy step. So I applied for a postgraduate scholarship and headed for California to study. The rise of Silicon Valley and the historical material I was reading kept supporting my hypothesis, and I began to suspect that the massive changes in technology and the economy would require major social and policy changes. That became my master's thesis, and it also turned out to be my lifelong pursuit. But even then, I went back to policy. As Director of Technological Development, I tried to help private and public companies to survive the coming tsunami. Obviously, I met with inertia and disbelief. So in 1983, I invited Chris Freeman, who later became my husband, and some of his science policy team at SPRU in Sussex University. They were the experts on innovation. I wanted them to help me convince the ministers and business, but they ended up convincing me to join them. My research at SPRU led to my 2002 book on the history of technology bubbles and golden ages. At the beginning, finance spreads the revolution with new millionaires and great social pain. Then comes active government and social action to shape the new technologies, give them direction, and unleash the golden ages. In this particular transition, I have come to envision smart, green, fair, and global growth as the best direction for policy. It can change the context for innovation and investment to create millions of jobs and improve lives across the planet in an environmentally sustainable way. So I have come full circle. I'm back to policy, but from the academic space. Many people have encouraged me in this long journey. This honorary doctorate from Utrecht University is another boost to my research. I am deeply honored to receive it, and pleased that the Deep Transitions Project at Utrecht is using my work as part of their analyses. Thank you.